Slade, just what can you say?
Outstanding, unbelievable. How efficient he was, quick outs. I loved it. He didn't get his first punch out till the sixth or seventh. I mean, that's a beautifully pitched game. Using all pitches, he hung a couple sliders. Outside of that, you can't say anything bad. He earned the ninth. Obviously the offense gave us some cushion to be able to do it, and what a beautiful performance by Slade.
His last start, he came right out and said, he goes, I got to stop chasing strikeouts. I only mentioned it because you mentioned it too, but what does that say just about how he's maturing, whatever word we want to use, and learning himself and how to get deep?
Yeah, I mean, he's pitching deeper and deeper into games every night. Every time out, we've seen it. First got here, struggled second time through, third time through, and now, I mean, he got to the fourth time through, and really, got hit hard with one ball in that ninth inning. So, great, outstanding performance by him, and great job by our guys coming out hot in the second half.
Offensively, it's hard to just point one guy, but how nice is it to have, Angel continue to drive runs in and have Rocchio at the bottom doing what he did.
Yeah, I thought, obviously with J-Rod getting us on the board, first career homer is so cool. Really cool moment for him. And obviously with Rocchio and Angel at the top, really keeping the line moving, and then Hosey being Hosey. It was Jonesy with a base hit. I mean, it was up and down the order. Fry hits a homer. What a great team win that was. Contributions all over, and great defense.
I mean, Fry's just been a matter of trying to get his timing down since he's come back this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think for David, you're dealing with a lot of things. You're dealing with no spring training. You're dealing with a quick rehab assignment. You're rehabbing your elbow in the middle of the season, and then you're trying to face major league pitching and putting a lot of pressure on yourself because all you can do is hit. There's no way to contribute anywhere else. So for David, it's going to take a little time. It's going to take some time for him to get his timing going. But what I've really liked is that he's starting to really hit mistakes hard. You can see he's missing on the underside of the ball, which is what you want. And he's hit some big homers for us. So David's one of our best hitters. We know he's going to be there. It's just going to take some time.
What do you like about Angel in that leadoff spot when Kwan's not available?
Yeah, obviously, especially from the right side, we really like Angel in that leadoff spot. He makes things happen, great at bats, and he can run and he can make things happen. So it's really good to put him up there at the top and then turn the lineup over with him.
What does this say about? I know you said Jose doing Jose things, but that triple, how many players turn that into a triple and have the awareness to know it?
One. That ball gets hit. A lot of guys are jogging into second, satisfied with a double, maybe upset that it didn't get out, whatever it might be. But you could see Jose the whole time was like, oh, he hasn't thrown it in yet, and just never broke stride and gets himself to third for a sac fly. That's what great baseball players do. They're looking to get to third with less than two to let their teammate have a sac fly opportunity.
Is this the type of production you look for in your lineup when you guys are coming back from the All-Star break? You don't have Kwan, and like you talked about it's a team win. Guys are contributing all around.
Yeah, I felt like we rode the road trip offense right into tonight. And, obviously you're not always looking for 8 runs. That'd be great. It'd be great to score 8 runs every night. But to me, it was the way we grinded out at bats. We made Sears come into the zone. We didn't chase him. We stuck to our plan. And we had a really good plan going into it, and we jumped on him early. And really big credit to our guys.
Did Cecconi get a little gassed in the ninth inning? What'd you see there?
I thought maybe he was a little too amped up in that first hitter. He came off the mound really excited because he knew he had one more pitch count wise, and just looked like he got a little bit amped up versus Kurtz and got himself into a 3-2 count where the whole world knew a fastball was coming, and Kurtz didn't miss it to his credit.
What's it like to see Slade come out and pitch the way he did with what you guys were doing offensively?
I mean, as a team, that's awesome. We have a tough couple games, and coming like that, start hitting, stay getting hot. That's awesome for everybody.
Slade, how'd you feel going into the ninth?
Felt good. Felt like I still had some gas in the tank. Some tough luck there with some balls just that close. But, last game went through the 8th, struggled a little bit, learned from it. Got through the 8th today, went into the 9th, struggled a little bit. Going to learn from it, be better next time.
How good does that feel just to do that, to get into the ninth inning?
It felt awesome. I've been wanting to throw a complete game my whole career. It's been something I've dreamed about doing, something I know I will do one day. Thought it was going to be today, but the lessons I learned from today are going to help me next time I get the chance.
How much do you think emotions, Slade, play into? You just talked about getting to the 8th and the ninth. What are the emotions like when you run back out there in the ninth? Are you more pumped up than you are maybe in the first inning?
I'll tell you, I try not to be, but it's inevitable, the first time you do something. But I think last game, the first time going into the 8th, I had kind of those same emotions that I had today going into the ninth. And, it's a little sciencey here, that parasympathetic nervous system kind of just knows you're doing something you've never done before. So you can try to control it as much as you want, but as soon as you do it for the first time and get it over with and your body kind of knows what that feels like, it's gonna be smooth sailing from now on. I'm gonna know that feeling, and I'm gonna be able to really execute in those moments a little bit better than I did today.
You were pumping your fists. It looked like after that strikeout, was that just because you got one on the board, or what was that?
Oh, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, gosh, man, it's what was it, the 6th inning? So I had gotten some guys at 2 strikes. They put a couple good swings on 2-strike pitches that were, located, ended up being outs. They hammered 2-strike pitches that were not located, and that was one area today. I think my 2-strike execution could have been a little better.
Roke, just for you to keep that same stroke that you had before the break, how important is that, and how have you been able to maintain that?
I mean, I'm trying to get simple, like get to the play, do my work, and go and compete. That's the biggest thing.
What is that different than before you were optioned back to Columbus? Like, is that the biggest change you think from the first time up here to now?
I mean, when they send me down, I'm trying to reset my mind and know who I can be as a player, know who I am, and when they send me up again, trying to do my best and knowing who I am.
Slade, we continue to see you get deeper and deeper into games. How have you been able to build up to that? What do you attribute that to?
Experience doing it. I mean, you got to do it, and you got to fail to learn. You experience a lot more learning from failure than you do success. And, it's like I've had some success going, 80, 90 pitches. Then first, 1 or 2 times going 100. That last inning was tough. We learned from it. We're going 100 plus now, 2 times in a row. That's just getting the experience and learning from it and letting your body get used to doing it, so that way the emotions and the mental side of the game stays the same in those once foreign aspects.
I know after your outing in Houston, you were talking to Andre about the importance of being where your feet are at, especially on a night where you're not getting a punch out until later in a game, and then it's easy to think about, okay, this is a career high for me. I want to go to a complete game. How hard is that to truly just focus on one pitch at a time?
Really hard. And going into that 9th inning, I kept having to tell myself not to think about, finishing the game. Just finish the next pitch and get to the next pitch and get to the next pitch. And I do feel like I was able to do a good job of that because I was conscious of it, but I'll be able to control, my body a little bit better next time now that I'm used to it and I've done it before.
You talked after one of your more recent starts about the team wasn't doing well at the time. You inspired. You had confidence that this was all going to kind of come to where it is now. Like, just what do you think of the way the team has kind of bounced back from that losing streak, and where do you see it going from here?
I see these guys work every day. They show up to the yard with the same attitude, the same work ethic, with the same everything. And, you show up 8, 9, 10 losses in, and, everybody's still got the same attitude. It's like, okay, this group's going to get through this. It because nobody's hanging their heads. Nobody's dwelling on the day before. Everybody's present, word I love to use now, present in the moment that they're in, working their butt off and being ready for the game that day. And sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't go your way for a while. But then you're ready when it starts going your way to take advantage of those games. When everything's clicking and you go from losing 10 in a row to winning, 7 out of 8, 8 out of 9. And it's this game, man. This game's tough sometimes. You lose games a lot of different ways. You win games a lot of different ways. So it's a long-winded answer for that question.
Slade, what pitches were working for you this evening, and at what point were you really feeling like you were really locked in?
I felt good with pretty much everything but the slider. Slider was coming and going. I threw a couple good ones, hung a couple. Those 2 homers were hung sliders and 2 strike counts that need to be executed better. But curveball felt pretty good. We were kind of using a similar game plan to last time. It was funny. We got an early lead, started mixing 4s and 2s, getting early contact, a lot of ground balls, and the game plan held pretty true to that.
With all the ground balls for you, Roke, just what's that like as an infielder to know you're going to be part of every inning, basically, it seemed like?
Yeah, for me it's awesome. You know, like keep in the game. Sometimes you don't have any ground ball in the game, so to me it's good to have a couple ground balls in the game defensively.
What can you tell us about Junior Betances now that he's up here? What's your relationship with him?
Wow, that's awesome. You know, like he know me from the beginning when I signed 2017 to now stay in the big league. For me it's awesome because he give me confidence. He know how I am. So for me stay with me in the major league, that's pretty awesome and pretty confidence too.